hi, and hello. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. I am so glad you're here. So in today's video, we are doing my everyday brow routine. This is something that has taken so much time, so much effort to get down and really enjoy the brow that I create. I feel like I've mastered it for my face, for my liking. I really don't see my brow routine changing anytime soon. A breakdown of what all I use, the techniques I use, and everything else in between. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay, up close and personal today. I usually go for a fluffier, natural brow, but still put together. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. And I do hope you guys love this equally as much as I do, because I feel like my brow routine has been it. I'm gonna give you guys the inside scoop as to how I do my brows. Obviously, we have some products that we love to use. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I'm using this in shade Soft Brown. Taking an Anastasia, this is the number 14 brush. And then the powder, this is the Anastasia Soft Brown. I don't go really hard when it comes to powdering, putting powder in my brows. This is the thing. This is the product that has literally changed my brow game like crazy. It just is the easiest thing to just flick up little hairs and it looks so natural. I said this in a video previously, but I prefer the NYX brow pen over the Anastasia brow pen just because the brush is way thinner and the strokes are just so tiny and you can control it however you want. So they could go thicker or thinner, so I appreciate that. And then this is in shade, this is shade Brunette. Then I usually alternate between my Patrick Ta Lamination Brow, Lamination Brow, the Anastasia Brow Freeze. Whatever I'm feeling that day, honestly, is what I do. But I think today, just because I'm not going anywhere, I don't want to put a ton of product in my brow. I'm gonna do the Patrick Ta Lamination Brow. I really like both of those products the same. Like, there is not a product that I prefer more than the other. Okay, so first I go in with my Brow Wiz by Anastasia and brush up the hairs so they're all going the same way. And usually whenever I do put my gel in my eyebrows, I do brush my hairs up the same way. So how I'm setting my eyebrows is how I'm also going to fill in my eyebrow. Then I've been loving a natural brow lately. So what I do is I usually underline each of my brows, and then I go in towards like the top from the arch out, and then I kind of do a little line over there. Then I brush that out. So I'm gonna do that. And usually whenever I do my brows, I don't film it because I do not talk. It is a work of art. It is a time when the artist needs to be in its art. And I used to struggle so hard when it comes to brows. When in high school too, oh, it was tragic. But I take a really light hand as I'm underlining my brows. Like so. What I love about the Brow Wiz is it's so easy to brush up and diffuse any of the lines. I used to be a pomade girl in high school. I think we all went through that phase with the Anastasia Dip Brow. Let's not talk about it. But if you did go through that phase, you know it was actually a tragedy and a half. So now I just brush up the line and diffuse that so it's kind of morphing into my eyebrow hairs. Whenever I'm doing like a no makeup look, I would usually just stop here and just set my eyebrows. But today I'm actually taking you guys through my everyday eyebrow routine. Okay, so this is what I was talking about around the arch. So I usually start at the very top with a super light hand because you do not want a harsh line when it comes to your brows. I think that was a moment in high school, but we are not going for that in 2022. So it's already looking more put together with that little line at the top. And usually I don't diffuse it a ton just because I go in with a super light hand. You don't want the product to feel like you are dragging it on. If you feel like you are drawing your eyebrows on, personally, not my journey, but if you are dragging your eyebrows, that's when you're gonna get in trouble and it's gonna feel like you are just putting a crayon on your face. Looking down, you can already see the difference that made with the line over your arch of your brow, and that's diffused. This is more of a natural brow. If that is your journey, you can stop here. If you want a more put together brow, this is also a cute little moment, you can stop here too, but you know that I have a few more steps. So for the brow powder, I usually just keep this on the outer half of my eyebrow. I don't really take it in. It's really just kind of, I guess, the outer part of the arch and over for each side of my eyebrow, just because I go in with the brow pen and I just do little fake hairs, but I go in with the darker shade of the Soft Brown Duo. I brush this on the way my brow hairs are going, just to give them an even fuller look, but not a super makeup-y eyebrow look. Then I kind of make sure everything is going good, even on each side of the brows. And then after I am done with the powder, again, I don't use a ton of powder, but I just feel like it's a necessary step in my brow game, especially if I want them to look natural. I feel like it's so easy to cake up your eyebrows, but I have been loving putting the powder in my eyebrows. This is when the NYX brow pen comes into play, and it's such a necessary step in my brow routine. So what I try to do, I'm gonna try to get a little closer. I usually go with a light hand, and I usually go in at the very end of the brow pen. That way you're not going to be ruining your brows, and it's gonna be an easy flick, and it's going to be a thin flick. So it's going to actually look like brow hair. So some lines might be a little darker than others, but the good thing about this brow pen is it's so easy to brush out and it's still going to leave a little hair stroke. That's something that I didn't like about the Anastasia brow pen. I felt like once you try to brush out the hair stroke, it kind of just took off the rest of the product. This is the brow with brow strokes with the brow pen. This is without, but as you can see, there's a bit of dark spots where I was a little heavier on the hand, but that's so easy to buff out. And I like to use the Anastasia Brow Wiz because the spoolie I feel like is just so much softer than other spoolies. But whenever you just go in with a lighter hand, it just blends the strokes so pretty. And then it makes it look like actual brow hairs. Doing the same thing to the other brow. And I really like to start away from the front of my brow because when it comes to brow pens, you don't know if the product is directly at the very tip of the brush. So you have to be aware of that. I haven't learned my lesson when it comes to this. And I would rather buff out a hair stroke towards the middle of my eyebrow than the very front of my eyebrow. Whenever I'm doing a brow stroke, I really try to stroke it in the way of my natural brow hairs, the way that they are going. When I get to the front of the brow, that's when I really take my time and try to do the thinnest strokes possible, just so it looks more natural. Then once I'm done doing little brow strokes on my eyebrows, I usually clean them up. I like to take a flat brush and coat both sides with concealer. This is the JH43. Whenever I'm cleaning up, I usually try to stay right under the brow strokes, and then if I went a little lower for my liking, then I usually just clean that up, and that usually puts the brow way together. Once that's stamped down, I usually take the concealer brush and drag that down. And then we have a crisp brow. Whenever you put concealer on your flat brush, be sure you are actually dragging out the product to make sure you're not bubbling up any product under your eyebrow. That's gonna make the product kind of ooze into your eyebrows, and you don't wanna do that. Ew, I hated that word. I usually don't clean up on the top of my brow just because I feel like that is a little too put together for my liking, and it just doesn't look like a natural brow for me. Now I'm taking my Patrick Ta Lamination Brow. This will be a product that I will continue to purchase. It's so sticky and it makes your brows stay in place so pretty while still looking like natural hair on your eyebrow. I've seen a lot of people back brush with this, but I personally do not love that. I feel like it gets scooped up so easy with this. I usually set my brow hairs in the direction of my natural brow hair. Then once my brows are set in place, I usually look through my brows to see if there's any gaps that I need a little hair stroke, and that makes it so much easier to go ahead and place that down. And that's usually my brow routine. I will say my brows took such a long time to get down with how I liked them. And personally, I don't have enough brow hair to do the feather brow. I love that moment, but I cannot do it. So I need a more put together brow. And for my face, I feel like that also wouldn't work out for me. But we love a put together brow that's not too, oh my gosh, in your face, or a brow that's stark and it's colored in and there's no dimension. I really do feel like brows make or break your makeup look. I feel like it's the foundation of your face. It's so important, it's so crucial, and it's so hard to get them right. But with practice, let me tell you, it does get better. These products that I use, I literally live, breathe, and die for these. And they're a product that I continue to repurchase. So we love a product that is consistent and gives you exactly what you need. I hope you guys enjoyed this little brow tutorial. This is my everyday brow, a nice little put together brow. We love that little moment. Personally, brows take so long for me in my makeup routine, but it's also the most fun just because I feel like it's more precise and a part of my routine that I need to focus in on, and I always love the outcome. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some bad brow days, but we roll with them. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you guys loved the video. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Would love that. I'll catch you guys on my next video.